This week marks 10 years since the death of Michael Brown. The unarmed black teen was fatally shot during an encounter with a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri. Brown's death and the subsequent decision by prosecutors to not charge the officer sparked days of protest in the St. Louis suburb and throughout the country. While covering the unrest in Ferguson a decade ago, we met a St. Louis artist and musician who's continuing to inspire conversations about the shooting and its aftermath. Mark Strassman has his story.
I feel great. It's Carnegie Hall. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the words. I want to be honest with you.
Damon Davis, versatile artist and storyteller, had to pinch himself. Here he was at Carnegie Hall, a bucket list moment for almost any artist.
Take me to the moon with you.
Rehearsing as the composer of a black rap space opera called La Gia Mireille.
I've been on this planet for too long. I'm not from here. I'm not from here.
So, never been here before?
No, first time.
What's going through your mind?
I'm just thinking about remember what to say, you know what I'm saying? And if I don't, act like I know what I'm gonna say.
You were there too. We were in outer space just like Dad had said.
We first met Damon about 10 years ago in November 2014 after police clashed with protesters in Ferguson, Missouri. The city became yet another American flashpoint in the fraught relationship between police and communities of color. Somewhere in all that upheaval, we noticed this dynamic art display plastered along the boarded-up storefronts of West Florissant Avenue.
Now, I just said, let me take a picture of your hands. They didn't know exactly what I was going to do with it.
Davis's project, with photographs of raised hands, is called All Hands on Deck.
The fact that it's a lot of different people and a lot of different hands, different ages, different races, it's a call to other people to show that we need everybody.
10 years builds perspective.
I think Ferguson gave me, and it just made me realize how powerful art can be to I guess, just fortify people that's going through hard times too.
And at this point, yeah, I kind of got it set up like a gym or a dojo. Like I do music over here, other sculptural work, but I come up with the story and then I try it out in multiple mediums.
In his St. Louis art studio, his pastels within reach, Davis has been working on new pieces.
It's the beginning of the process or at the end.
But he's surrounded by past works, including these cement busts of himself, with gemstones like amethyst and onyx peeking out of the gaps. The deeply personal series is called Cracks.
These are self-portraits. The idea is that, like when my mom passed, I was going through just a lot of grief. As men, you taught not to really deal with a lot of that. Everybody always telling you to be strong, at least when I was growing up, right? But some things you just start to break, you know, that facade starts to break apart.
Davis also designed these monoliths, pillars of the valley, to uncover a part of history that was covered up. The monument and its abstract hourglasses contain the names and ages of everyone who used to live in a black neighborhood here called Mill Creek Valley, pushed out in 1959 in the name of progress.
And that's also part of the continuum of why Ferguson happens, is that it's not
Started
just
with a
one
land
thing.
grab.
Yeah, it's not just one thing, but it's it's so much, and it's always happening, and it's constant, that it's an aura.
His All Hands on Deck project is now inside Washington, D.C.'s National Museum of African American History and Culture. Another one of Davis's works is also on display. This six-sided plywood coffin sculpture was a collaboration and carried through Ferguson, its top mirror panel intentionally cracked.
The joy of the art making is therapeutic for me. It's genuinely what I think I was born to do.
After Ferguson, he co-directed the critically acclaimed film Whose Streets, which debuted in 2017.
How much of an impact did Ferguson make on you and your art?
Oh man, I can't, it's immeasurable. I know that my political awakening happens at Ferguson. A lot of my art, it made me feel that I had a purpose with it.
In all his work, Davis tries to spark a conversation. He did at Carnegie Hall. His rap opera sold out. A standing ovation for an artist with a standout message. For CBS Saturday Morning, Mark Strassman in New York.
And streaming now on Paramount Plus, the CBS special 13 Days in Ferguson, a documentary examining the aftermath of the shooting, featuring Missouri native Cedric the Entertainer and former Ferguson police captain Ron Johnson.